Hey guys, today's video is all about Performer. I'm at the Performer factory in Taichung, and George here, the owner of Performer, and I have been chatting about all sorts of cool stuff. I'm not going to give you all the details, but maybe the Jayoe World Tour is going to switch over to Performer for a little while. He's creating a new design of a full suspended trike, and he's offered to let me try one out on my tour, and we've been discussing all sorts of different things. It's going to take a few months of research and development to get his design perfected and ready to go, but as soon as the prototypes are ready and the design is at a point to where he thinks it's ready for testing, he's going to send me a piece, and we're going to take it for a ride. But for now, when I came here to Performer, you guys were saying, man, you should have rode one of those trikes. I really wanted to see you ride one of those trikes. So George and I, he's going to let me take out one of his trikes, and we're going to ride it around a little bit, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it and what's different from my tiger duck trike. But yeah, I had to come back here before I left Taiwan and say hi to George. And we've talked about a lot of, I mean, you have some really interesting things coming, right?
Yeah.
A totally original design of a fully suspended trike. That's all you're gonna get right now, no secrets. He's got all sorts of bikes and trikes and things that they make here. This one is one that I had talked about before, but I really didn't show you too much about it. This is a fully titanium frame trike. It's beautiful, the welds on it are great, and I really love the fact that it's got that like fresh metal, unpainted, matted look. Really, really beautiful. You know, when he said to me that he's interested in letting me test out a trike, and he asked me what kind of things would you want, what would you like to try differently, so it's a really interesting opportunity to say, if you were going to have your own trike to ride, what would you do with it? Maybe you want to try a larger rear end, a 26-inch rear end. Maybe you want to try a bucket seat instead of a mesh seat. Maybe you want to adjust some tire widths. Maybe you want to play with the form and function of different things. He's even developing a trailer. He's like, Matt, we're going to send you a trailer. If you like it, you can keep it. If you don't like it, we can send it back. But whatever, So I'll be like a guinea pig for the Performer's next generation of fully suspended trike, and it'll be a real win-win for both of us. You can see here that the steering is different from the steering of the tiger duck, but he might adapt there's a whole new thing going on here for his new design he showed me. But we might even adapt an electric pinion system in the front with a battery pack on the bottom. And I think I'm going to try an actual bucket seat, but he's going to have to figure out how to put side bags on it. He was even talking about creating his own sort of canopy that would be like a Performer style canopy. He said, we will make you the next generation of Jayoe World Tour trike that you can test out on the road, and we will make it to order basically, which is quite interesting. So I don't know if I'll go with the standard cassette or if I'll go with some sort of an internal hub, but I am thinking about doing the front pinion. What did you just tell me, George? What did you say?
There's one American people living in Japan, because he likes your video, and then he buy a Performer JC20.
Wow. Cool. I'm not trying to brag, but my videos have a lot of views, and I have a lot of videos. A lot of people have used my videos to help understand what trikes are about. Okay.
I think it'll go straight.
Yeah.
And then make a circle.
Yeah, just right around the block.
Yeah.
Alright, this is kind of neat. My seat's a little bit farther back than I'm used to. I feel like I'm almost laying in a bed. Yeah, this feels, I gotta sit up. This feels a bit more normal for me. And the cassette shifting is something I need to get used to. but I could get used to this for sure. The steering on the Tiger Duck is so different. I'm not sure if I like it better or it's just really, really different. There's definitely some things that after so many thousands of kilometers, I've become so used to the way that the Tiger Duck moves and operates that it just takes a little getting used to. But I can imagine that George would put together quite an interesting ride for me if he was able to design it from scratch. He told me that he would do his best to build a trike that would be designed to proportion for me on my tour. And so, you know, what else could you ask for at that point in time? The comfort is great. This seat is rigid, so I would like to maybe try a bucket seat as opposed to a mesh seat, but it would have to sit a little bit higher, I think. I like the idea of sitting a little bit more upright as opposed to being so far back. That's something that can be easily rectified. My boom length needs to go out a little bit. My legs are bending a little bit more than I would like. But yeah, he was talking about making me something that I could ride, and I could be a test for him to refine his design, you know, use the time on the road as an opportunity for me to say, you know what would be better is if you did this, you know what would be better is if you did this. And then he could improve his design based on my experience, which is something that's great. Now the rear, to say have a bigger rear end, I think that would be something I'd like to try as well. Getting a 26-inch rim on the back and then loading my gear over that, getting a little bit more clearance. I think that would be something that would be interesting to try as well. All right, I finished my ride. Take a little getting used to, especially when I'm so used to the steering method for the Scorpion. It's quite different than this. I'm actually got it down to a science where I can fly the drone and almost steer the trike with my elbows. I didn't even realize that's what I did until I was riding this, and I figured out this is why I'm having so much difficulty, is because I'm trying to steer with my elbows. It's got a different way of steering. It really made me appreciate the internal hub on the rear end of my trike. It's fun.
Yes.
All right, guys, I just had a fantastic conversation with George here. He's a really, really interesting fella and really, really proud of his factory. I think that whatever issues I might have with having a new design trike for me to test out, I think he'll iron them out for me. It'll be a few months though. He won't have a final design for me to ride or test in like 4 months. But in the meantime, it'll be fun to tinker with styles and ideas. We're gonna go to dinner now, so we're gonna take off, and I will talk to you later from dinner. Japanese. I've been eating a lot of Japanese lately. My last few meals in Taiwan are gonna be Japanese meals.
Next time on the Jayoe vlog.
I am in Taichung, Taiwan. I'm working on a project with Annie. What you can do is you can take a bike frame like this, so you have this logo that's illuminated or flashing, depending on what you want. It's Pretty cool. The controllers are all chargeable with a mini USB.